Second. Okay. Hi. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. It wasn't straight. Is it good? It wasn't straight. Yeah. Okay. Just stop. Okay. I'm good. Don't move the table. Okay. Hi. My name's Annie, and yours?
Hi. Kelly Reagan.
Okay. And what made you decide to want to help with the William Beard Foundation?
When I was working in my old job, 2007, I met Pastor Arthur Craig at a social event, and he asked me about the William Beard Deaf Connection Center and shared his vision and how he wanted that to all come together, and I wanted to help the deaf community. So in 2007, I had worked there for several years, and my heart was with helping people. And then the Lillian Beard, when she was alive, at the ribbon cutting, when they opened the center, I was there that day. And Lillian Beard herself was there, and she cut the ribbon. And I was just proud of, it was a proud moment in my life, because I knew her background, and I wanted to help the deaf community. So I wanted to work in her honor, and I wanted to help set up the Lillian Beard Deaf Connection Center. So in 2009, I started working here. Then I've been here since then.
Okay. What does the Lillian Beard Foundation do to help the deaf community, like in terms of job finding, job skills, food bank, and socialization and events and things?
Before I go into depth about that, I want you to know a little bit of history about the woman, Lillian Beard. She had deaf parents. She learned sign language from them, and she interpreted in the church at Houston's First Baptist. She was the first interpreter, one of the first in the USA that started the RID, Registry for Interpreters for the Deaf, that has spread throughout the nation. So she has done so much to inspire interpreters here, and she provided so many services. And then our center, our mission statement, is the same as what her life, that she had devoted her life to doing, to help the deaf. So our center helps the deaf people with case management, the food pantry, job placement, life skills, drug and alcohol addiction program. And then we have people from outside agencies to come in and to teach, and deaf advocacy programs, and housing. The Houston Black Deaf Advocates Association comes and meets in our center. So we provide services to the community. The deaf community, they think of our center as a blessing, because there's no other place, no center like this in Houston. Okay, I missed that, I'm sorry. Hit BC. Okay, I'm still missing 200. Okay, 200-mile radius around Houston. There's no center like what we have here.
Okay. That's really wonderful. Actually, I didn't know very much about Lillian Beard herself. I just heard like a lot about, just a little bit of what she did, but I didn't know about her history. Could you tell us a little bit about the disadvantages of being deaf, about discrimination possibly? Because I know that a lot of people, if they're afraid that they won't be understood themselves, and so they're not really sure how to communicate. Could you tell us about some difficulties that the deaf community itself faces just growing up, just living life normally?
Sure. I believe that people are afraid of the unknown. When they see a deaf person, they're afraid. But when you're educated, really, we're like hearing people. We are able-bodied. We can work, and then we can. When they see that, they don't know why they were so nervous in the first place. But again, some groups of people discriminate against the deaf. So I grew up and I saw that a lot. But my goal was to help educate general population about deaf and hard of hearing and how they can hire deaf or hard of hearing people to show that they can do the work without special accommodation. They can do the work. There's many successful deaf that we have placed into jobs. Some of them in doctor's offices and lawyers. They work at Walmart, HEB. There's general, very varied groups. Some have graduated from college with a BA or MA degree. So now it's better. They have more opportunity than before. Before, they have had very limited resources.
I understand. Could you tell us, like, today there still exists discrimination in the job force, correct? Could you tell us some examples about what have happened in the past, about reasons why deaf people have not been able to get employed? Because I know that there's the American Disabilities Act that passed where you're not allowed to discriminate against a person with a disability, and it still happens today. And we were wondering if you could just give us some examples.
Yes. When the ADA law was set up, I didn't know that much about the ADA, but it shows that deaf people can go into work. Stalker. People work with them. They thought that he can't hear. Okay. Oh, if they screamed at him or something, they think that he can hear, but if they scream. But we have to go in and to explain, no, that person is deaf, he cannot hear, period. But if you write, or he can lip read, or gesturing, we need to educate more people about that, about deafness and help them to communicate it. And so we can solve those problems.
Okay, I understand. And it is getting better, correct? I think because more people are getting educated.
People now are more open-minded and have more patience with people with disabilities. They're more patient and they understand more than in the past. Before, they didn't know so much about disabilities.
Right.